Let me ask you something, and be honest. 0:03. Have you ever walked into a room, locked 0:05 eyes with a younger woman, and felt that 0:07 sudden jolt of excitement, only for it to 0:10 crash down because your brain whispered 0:12. She'd never go for a guy like me. 0:15. Yeah, that voice is the real enemy, not 0:19, your age. The biggest hurdle, older men, 0:22 face, isn't wrinkles, graying hair, or 0:24, even a dad bod. It's fear. It's fear that a 0:28 younger woman won't be into them because 0:29 of the age gap, or worse, that she's got 0:33 a sea of shirtless gym brothers, boyish 0:35 charmers, and TikTok models chasing 0:38 her already. And if you're walking 0:40 around with those doubts eating at your 0:42 confidence, keeping you from even trying 0:45 to flirt with that sexy, curious 0:47 younger woman, then guess what? You're 0:50 missing out. Because here's the secret, not 0:53, many will say out loud, 0:56. There are a surprising number of younger 0:58 women who fantasize about older men, 1:01. That's right. Women in their 20s and 30s, 104, who want a man in his 40s, 50s, even 107 early 60s, because of something those 109 younger guys simply can't offer, 1:12 maturity, depth, mystery, confidence, 116, and the kind of emotional steadiness, 118, that only comes from a man who's been 120 through the fire and walked out 121 stronger. In this video, I'm going to 124 reveal 7 psychologically powerful 126 ways to flirt with younger women from 129, the very first spark of connection. All 132, the way to that unforgettable first 134 kiss. And no, you don't need a six-pack, 138, glowing skin, or a Lambo. You just need 141 to understand what really pulls younger 143 women toward older men, and how to use 146, that traction to your advantage. 1:49. Let's dive into number 7. 152.7. Show maturity. Don't hide it. All 1, 5, 6 right. Picture this. You're chatting 158 with a younger woman. Maybe she's in her 2 o'clock late 20s, smart, confident, magnetic. 2:04. Then she hits you with this line. Wow, 207, you look older than my dad. Now, 211, freeze. What do you say? Seriously, 215, pause this video and think. What would 217 your gut reaction be? Most men, they 221 panic. They laugh awkwardly. 225, they scramble to justify themselves. Oh, 228, yeah, but I work out. I may be older, 230, but I've got tons of energy. I still 233, keep up with the times. See my clothes? 235, blah, blah, blah. Let's get real. None of 240 that works. It reeks of insecurity. And 243 insecurity is like cologne made of 245 vinegar. It chokes attraction right out to 47 of the room. What if instead you 250 smiled with complete ease and said, 253, yes, I'm older. That's why I've been to 255 so many places. Now I'm a little lost. 259, can you show me the way to your heart? 302, boom, game changer. In that one moment, 305, you didn't shrink yourself to win her 307 over. You stood tall in your maturity, 310, and added a dash of charm, 312 vulnerability, and mystery. That's the 315 energy that pulls her in. 'Cause here's 317, the truth. Younger women won't say out 319 loud. They crave maturity. It's not 322 about how old you are. It's about how 325 you handle your age, with confidence, or 328 with shame. When a younger woman is 320 drawn to you, it's rarely about your ABS 332 or your outfit. It's because of how 335 secure, experienced, and emotionally 3:37 grounded you are. She wants someone who 340 won't spiral over a bad day. Someone who 343 can teach, protect, guide, and love 345 without drama. And you've got decades of 348 wisdom behind you. You've made tough 350 decisions, built careers, survived 353 heartbreaks, and maybe even raised a 355 family. All of that makes you the man 357 she wants, not in spite of your age, but 4 o'clock because of it. The problem: too many 403 older men abandon their greatest 405 strength, their maturity. Instead, they 408 focus on trying to compete with younger 410 guys, obsessing over 6-packs, glowing for 13 skin, trendy slang, or the latest tech dot for :16, but that's not your lane. She wanted 419 at 25-year-old with washboard abs. She 422 wouldn't be looking at you in the first 423 place. She's here for you, the man who's 426 lived. So, the first key to flirting 429 with younger women: own your maturity for 31 like it's your superpower. Be for 33 unapologetically wise, grounded, playful for 36, but not needy. Curious, but never for 38, desperate. Because when you approach your 441 from a place of strength, she feels it. 4:44, and that feeling is everything. She 446 senses that energy. You'll have her 448 leaning in, not pulling away. 6. Be 453 genuine and nan-pushy. 4:55. Alright? Here's something most men 458 don't understand. Attractive young women, 5 o'clock, are exhausted. Exhausted from the 503 constant noise of men chasing them. From 505, the gym brothers flaxing. The guys on 508 Instagram sliding into DMs with "Hey, 511, gorgeous. You up? You're the most 514 beautiful girl I've ever seen on this 516 planet." 518 barf. They get complimented on their 520 looks non-stop. Their eyes, their lips, 524 their body, their outfit, their nail, 5:26 polish, their pinky ring. Probably even 529 their phone case. And do you know what 532 all that noise creates? White noise. At 535 blends together. It's meaningless. Every 538 dude sang the same thing with the same 540 week approach, hoping for the same 542 miracle that she magically pick. 544 out of the crowd because he said she 546 looked cute in lavender. Nah, if you 550 want to stand out from the a compliment she hears in a day, 553, especially as an older man. You've got 555 to go where the boys can't follow. 557, you've got to touch her mind. Compliment 559, the things no one else sees. Her 601 ambition, her creative soul. Her 60 for curiosity. The way she pauses before 606 answering because she actually thinks 609 before she speaks. Let's say you see her 611 reading The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. Now, 614 you could say, "It's nice to see you 616 reading The Alchemist, one of my 618 favorites, too. What do you think about 620 Santiago's Journey?" Boom. That's not 624, just a comment. That's an invitation to 626 connection. Or maybe she tells you she's 628 into psychology or travel. Hey, now you can 631 lean in and say, you have a way of 633 seeing the world that's rare. Most 635 people drift through life without 636 thinking deeply. What made you so 639 curious about human behavior? See the 641 difference. That's not a pickup line. 644, that's a thread. A chance to open a 646 deeper loop to get her. Emotionally 6:8 invested and to build something that 651 feels real. Because here's the kicker. 6:5. 5 Flirting doesn't work unless there's 6:57 emotional oxygen in the room. She needs 7 o'clock to feel safe, intrigued, understood, not 7:04, overwhelmed, not objectified. 7:07, definitely, not like she's a prize, being 7:09 hunted. That's why being non-pushy is 7:12 critical. You can flirt. You should 7:14 flirt, but don't bulldoze. Don't be 7:17 pressured. Don't chase. Let it unfold 7:20 naturally like jazz, not a marching 7:22 band. Your tone should be light, 7:25 playful, even slightly teasing, but 7:28 never desperate. If she mentions her 7:30 love for writing, you could smile in 7:3 to say, a writer. Should I be worried? 7:35, you're secretly taking notes on me for 7:37, your next heartbreak poem. It's single quotes, 7:40, flirtatious, fun, not invasive, and at 7:44 invites her to play back. Also, keep 7:47, your body language, relaxed. Maintain eye 7:50 contact, and always smile from the eyes. 7:53, not just the mouth. That's how she knows 7:55 you're genuine, 'cause at the end of 7:57, the day, you're not competing with 7 to 5,920 some gym rats. You're playing a whole 802 different game, act, and your secret weapon 804 is emotional intelligence. 806, here's what you feel. He sees me. He 810 listens. He talked to me like I'm more 812 than just a pretty face. He doesn't need 815 me, but he wants me, and that makes me 818 want him. 820 now. That's how you separate yourself 822 from every creepy older guy who tries to 824 impress her by acting young. 826 overpraising her looks, or talking about 828 his yacht for the 9th time. Instead, 831 be the opposite of what she expects. 833 quiet confidence, curiosity, sincere. 837 praise for things that matter. You do 839 that, and you'll stand out in the best 842 way possible. Let's go. 8:455. Dominate her without saying a 848 word. Now, I need you to wipe clean 851 everything you think dominance means. 8:53. It's not yelling. It's not flexing your 856 wallet. It's not alpha male chest 858 thumping nonsense. True dominance is 9 o'clock, silent, powerful, effortless. 9:0, for it's the energy of a man who walks into 9:06 a room and doesn't have to announce 9:08 himself, because his presence already 9:10 did. Let's set the scene. You're talking 9:13 to a younger woman. She tests you. 9:16 throws in a little sarcasm. Maybe even 9:18 pokes at your age. Again, this is a 9:21 classic test, a way for her to 9:24 subconsciously find out if you're the 9:26. Real deal or just another insecure dude 9:29 pretending to be confident. Most men 9:30 to buckle. They start over-explaining 9:30 for apologizing, trying to win her approval. 9:38, but a dominant man. He smiles. He leans 9:41 back and with calm confidence says 9:44 something like, "You're spicy today." I 9:46 like it, but be careful. I will bite 9:49 back. Boom. That's dominance. Because 9:52, when you interact with a younger woman, 9:55, you must control the situation. 9:56, emotionally. Not with force, but with 9:59 presence. She doesn't want a man who 10:01 asks for permission every 5 seconds. She 10:04 doesn't want a grown boy reacting like a 10:06 teenager when challenged. She wants a 10:09 man who leads. Let me say this with 0:10-12 fluff. You can be a man at 22. You can 10:15 be a boy at 45. It has nothing to do 10:18 with age. It's your energy. If you're 10, 22nd, guessing yourself, apologizing for 10 to 3 existing, or constantly looking for her 10, 25 validation, she subconsciously see 10, 28 you as weak. But if you're calm, clear, 10, 3, 1, composed, and even a little mysterious, 1034, she'll feel it in her body. That energy, 1037, creates polarity, tension, attraction. 1041, and that's why she's with you. Not 1043 because you're the life of the party. 1045, not because you know the latest slang. 1047, but because you don't need her approval. 1049, 2F.